Some new developments in Shanghai this morning as some people are being allowed out, released from what has been the strictest of lockdowns. Some people, as they left a makeshift hospital there, there's the inside view of it. People who tested positive for COVID-19 were forced into one of these quarantine facilities. Now, we don't know exactly how many people are being allowed to move about, which neighborhoods are seeing the restrictions ease, some confusion about all of that. But it is a story that we're watching very closely because the strict lockdown, as I said, so abruptly has led to a disparate situation, and many people absolutely furious about not having access to food and to medicine. We want to bring in reporter Patrick Falk on the story for us today. He's in Beijing, but watching very closely what's happening in Shanghai, this incredibly cosmopolitan city, Patrick, of 26 million people, and it's been an incredibly desperate situation there. What's the latest?
Yeah, that's right, Heather. I mean, there's been a lot of anger and frustration. I think what we're seeing today is possible signs that authorities are buckling under the pressure amid this outcry over this ongoing lockdown, and possibly also a bit of an acknowledgement, really, that this just can't go on. Yesterday, we were told by authorities that they would separate different districts in Shanghai into three separate risk categories. That seems to have happened today, and there was an expectation that people would be allowed out into the open, out of their compounds, and get some sort of semblance of normality back again in the city, but they seem to have walked that back a bit. We're told that residents of 7,000 compounds or units have been classified as low risk, and they've been allowed out of their homes, but not outside of their immediate compounds. There is still a lot of concern about the spread of the disease, and authorities said that they couldn't afford for people to gather in a, quote, disorderly manner, and that would jeopardize epidemic control measures. The problem is that there are just too many transmission chains. In the past, China's been very successful at sort of blocking the transmission chain, but health experts are saying there are multiple chains. That's what they're having difficulty stopping right now. But they're saying that even though the case numbers have gone down today as well, we've gone down from about 26,000 the day before to around 23,500 today, that still isn't a sign that Shanghai is getting the situation under control.
And added to that, this morning, the United States has ordered non-emergency consular staff to leave Shanghai. Any more information on what is behind that, Patrick?
Yeah, it's an interesting development because, remember, on Friday, the State Department had already said that non-essential staff could voluntarily leave Shanghai, and today they're now saying that they have to move out of Shanghai. That's over concerns about the restrictions, and in particular there's been a lot of concern about parents being separated from children that are infected with COVID-19. But, you know, some analysts have suggested that it gives the impression that the situation is worsening. China has certainly taken it that way. The Foreign Ministry today accused the US of smearing its epidemic control prevention measures, but in many ways they shouldn't be surprised. I mean, the public in Shanghai are growing increasingly angry over the lockdown, which is now in its third week.
Patrick Falk on the Shanghai situation. He's live with us from Beijing this morning. And Patrick, as always, thank you very much.